How is everybody today? And in this video, well, it looks like we have our next 5-star character, which isn't Sam. I thought realistically that we were going to be getting Sam because, as we all know, he was the boss fight that we got at the end of the story. I would have assumed we would have learned more about him as being a Stellaron hunter, all that type of stuff, especially with him, as I said, being very integral to the very last portion of the story and hopefully getting to know more about him with the Stellaron hunters because Silverwolf introduced us and all that type of stuff. But no, we are getting a brand new character that hasn't been shown in the story or anywhere else besides the primary stream that we got to Penacani, which is BOOTHILL. And funny enough, BOOTHILL is going to be a physical hunt character that is a 5-star, and wow, that's actually a pretty interesting, typing for a character, because we specifically have been getting a lot of harmony characters and a lot of really supportive characters when it comes to sustain, supports, all that type of stuff. So it's nice that we are getting a DPS in this patch, and not only that, one that is finally going to be a part of his own team, not something like how it was the niche with Black Swan. We're getting a brand new character who's seemingly going to be by himself, and he is a member of the Galaxy Rangers, which is the group that Acheron's a part of, so we can expect some crazy stuff coming from him. And it looks like he's gonna have some type of Western gunslinging motif with the rope and everything. I really like this. His design is actually really nice. I like this a lot. This looks really cool. This is far left out of field, and I was just making sure that my mic is recording. But this is far left field from what I was expecting when it comes to a character coming out for version 2.2. So we have Acheron being in the first half. No, I am so stupid. I've been talking a lot about Acheron with a lot of other people, my bad. But we have, who was it at first? Robin with the first half being the harmony character for physical, and then BOOTHILL also being physical, but in the hunt path. Now, we always talk about specifically the characters that share the typing and also share the element, and also make sure to leave a like and a sub and all that type of stuff if you're excited for the 2.2 characters or you're excited for the 2.1 characters, because we are going to have a stream very soon with this, and also possibly a 4-star character coming out tomorrow as well, which we'll have a video for that as well if it ends up coming out. But let's go ahead and start talking about the hunt class and also physical, which we all know at the current moment just isn't a thing. All we have is Su Shang, so she is going to be power creep from her only spot in the game. But looking at the hunt characters currently, it is interesting to see that we are getting a brand new 5-star, since our last one was Dr. REHOO, who was free. But if we're talking about a premium unit, then our last one was Topaz and Umbi all the way back when, and then Sela and Yanqing to follow. So yes, it has been a very long time since we've gotten a hunt character, and realistically, hunt characters just haven't had the time to shine for a very long time, especially with Sela having to deal with these higher HP enemies, Topaz and Numbi being a more follow-up centric type of character, Yanqing being Yanqing, and well, Dr. REHOO has been showing out when it comes to his team and how he does. So honestly, there is going to be some really cool things coming out with the hunt path when it comes to a brand new 5-star coming out alongside a lot of these other characters. Now, what interests me is why they're putting so much focus on physical now, because as we may know, we have Robin coming out in the first half of 2.2, and now we have BOOTHILL also being physical. And if we look in the physical element right here, we have quite a bit. We have Luca, we have Natasha, we have Hanya, we have the Clara and Argenti, but we don't have specifically a single target damage dealer that is of note besides Su Shang and Trailblazer that will fill up this spot. So yes, he will be one of a kind. And also one thing as well when it comes to BOOTHILL and how he's going to be playing in the game, the fact that he's physical plays a big part in his role as being a DPS, just because physical is one of the strongest breaks in the game with the massive bleed you can get when it comes to breaking a character with a physical character. And seeing how he might do some astronomical damage, there are better ways to boost up your break effect while also building into full-on crit builds if this is how he's going to be working on, which I am very excited to see and try out, because we did get a lot of different ways to boost up break effect without having to necessarily invest into it with something like Ruan Mei's passive, something like the new artifact set that we have that gives break effect. There's just a lot of different avenues in which we could boost certain stats when trying to invest into main stats for other characters. So BOOTHILL, as I said before, very far left field, and a lot of people are like, where the F is Firefly? Where the F is Sam? Me personally, I was really hoping for Sam. He has such a cool design. I love the mech aesthetic that he has. And he looks like he even might be an HP Skeletor, which is some of my favorite characters in the game, including someone like Blade, because of his destruction light cone that is in the light cone shop that you have in the MOC. So there's just a lot of things that I was hoping for, but BOOTHILL was not my bingo guest card or my bingo card for this drip market. So we still have one more character most likely coming out when it comes to tomorrow's announcement, if we even have a 4-star. So I hope it's not another physical, because then we're gonna have an overload of physical. But seeing that a hunt character will be coming out with BOOTHILL is actually pretty interesting, especially it being physical. So that is a big part for BOOTHILL as a character. He's gonna have this amazing break potential with him, also being a potentially amazing character for the hunt class, because as we may know, they are trying to stick away or try to provide a little bit more resources or a little bit more utility to these characters that are in the hunt path that are past the first gen of characters, which are like Sela and Yanqing. With Topaz and Numbi and Dr. Ratio, they both have their own little quirks, their own little unique traits that give them a little bit of an edge over a lot of these other characters, being able to not only single damage or single target damage units out, but doing it off turn of their field, like Topaz and Numbi having Numbi being able to advance herself forward with other follow-up attacks, in the same way Dr. Ratio is able to do more follow-up attacks when other characters do their attacks. So there's a bunch of different ways that they're doing this. How will BOOTHILL play? That is up for StarRail to decide. But looking at how we have characters like Ruame, we have characters that are going to help us out with giving these characters a advanced forward like Bronya or Sparkle, and then have Ruame on the field. We're going to have some nasty shield shredding and possibly a nasty bleed proc as well. So could we see some crazy teams happening with this character as being a 5-star hunt character? Because man, our last premium unit was Topaz and Numbi being a full-on debuffer slash DPS, and then Dr. Ratio being a DPS, but he was free. Do we know if their intentions was that Dr. Ratio was always going to be free, although he is one of the better units for sure? What are the premium hunt characters going to look like for Penacony? Because as we may know, all these characters in Penacony that have came out and have been coming out have been absolutely insane. Black Swan has been absolutely insane. What was it called? Sparkle's absolutely cracked out. There's just a really good trail right now, and we have Akron coming out, which she is probably going to be absolutely busted. Wow, she is. We have who is after Aventurine being our next preservation also coming out, and now we have these two other characters, which are Robin being another Harmony character to be alongside Sparkle, and also herself with Ruame being almost back-to-back versions, and now we have BOOTHILL as well being another DPS. So now we have 2 DPSs coming up. We have 2 supports, if I'm not wrong. One being a sustain, one being a full-on support. And then the others being a full-on DPS. One for lightning, one for physical. The support being for physical. And the other sustain being for imaginary. So yes, there is a lot of things coming into Honkai Star, and I'm very, very excited. So let me know in the comments below if you are excited for BOOTHILL, if you're excited for any of these characters in version 2.2. And other than that, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you guys are excited, and let me know what you're looking forward to when it comes to the stream, when it comes to reruns, all that type of stuff. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. See you on the next one, and peace.